All right, let's do our pick'ems. We will start with Iowa Rutgers. We all picked Iowa. Scott, why does Iowa win this week?
Iowa is a better team, better overall team. I think as long as they don't get beat 4-1 in the turnover margin, I think they could win this game. Even though they're only a couple-point favorite, I think they could win by 14 points.
I think it's the same. Yeah, I agree with everything Scott said. As long as they win that turnover margin, I think they'll be fine.
Then we got the other in-state, UNI, Utah Tech. Jack is the only one who actually picked Utah Tech. Excuse me, UNI. We picked Utah Tech. Colin, why don't you take this one? Why do you think Utah Tech?
Well, Utah Tech has had three. They're 0-3, but all those 3 games have been against top 25 teams in the country, and I think that maybe they're kind of due. And they've been close games. They've been very close games. So I think Utah Tech, they're at home. They get that first win. Now, if UNI does win this game, then I'm all in on UNI afterwards, because my big thing with UNI is when Todd Sepsis got there, they have a lot of the same players with that program and on that roster. They just brought in a new head coach, not a ton of transfers. I was never a big believer that. I think there can be a little bit of improvement, but I'm not bought on. I'm not sold on it yet that they're going to go ahead and make a huge jump and go out and beat Utah Tech. We'll see though. I could very well be wrong, and if they win that game, then I'd be in on that program.
In the Big Ten, we have Illinois, Indiana. And we all went Indiana. Colin's the only one that picked Illinois, it looks like. Scott, why do you think Indiana?
I think this is going to be an awesome game.
Me too.
I can't wait to cover it. I'll be there Saturday night in Bloomington, which I've never said before. I can't wait to go to Illinois, Indiana game. But I think they're just a little bit more explosive offensively. I think Illinois has had some slow starts in the first quarter and first half. This one's going to be a field goal game, and it's going to be really exciting.
This is a very intriguing game because everyone. So I worked in Evansville for 2.5 years, Southern Indiana, very big Hoosier area, and everyone there is bought in on Curt Cignetti. But the one thing with Curt Cignetti is the scheduling has been a cupcake schedule. This game against Illinois is not a cupcake game at all. Illinois is a top 10 team in the country. I just don't think they'll come out with a win in this one, just because they haven't, with Coach Sigdays, haven't really been tested outside of the college football playoff too much. But we'll see. We'll see.
All right, we have to make these last 2 quick. Texas Tech, Utah. We're split. Half of us picked Texas Tech. Half of us picked Utah. Colin, you picked Texas Tech.
I think Texas Tech is a program that they're very wealthy when it comes to the NIL, and I think they'll be the major player when it comes to the Big 12 outside of ISU.
But it's in Utah. Is that why you picked them?
Yeah, and Utah's been great this year. So I'm looking at Utah, but I think it could be it's a really interesting matchup.
And then our last one, also Big Ten, Michigan versus Nebraska. We all know who I picked. That's Michigan. I will never pick Nebraska. But you did, Scott. Why?
Hey, I would say, Michigan forgot its coach. I think it's one of the more selfish moves I've seen, and it may come back to bite them. When Sharon Moore decides to take games 3 and 4 off for his Connor Stallion suspension instead of 1 and 2, you're actually going to punt on the Big Ten opener on the road just because you want to go to Oklahoma where you played your college ball. I thought it was selfish, and I think it's going to come back to bite them because I think Nebraska might be a little bit better than people think this year.
Oh, I hope not. Well, as always, though, thank you, Scott, for joining us. And Colin, thank you for joining us this week. We appreciate it.